The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
And welcome to Next Level Convo with Brenda and Khadijah. I'm hosting today by myself at this moment, so let's get it on. Morris Media Studios live, coming to you live from Morris Media Studios. I want to say it's Friday, and I'm so excited. This week was really challenging, really difficult, but the one thing that I had to understand and learn to do was push. It doesn't matter how complicated or how difficult it may be. It could be through a relationship, through your job, through just finances, anything, whatever it is. Just know that you already know that you can because you've existed to this point where you are right now. So you have to push through it. And I was at one of my services that I attend on Sundays, and it was Dr. Rosie McMillan. I think it's Rosie. I cannot pronounce her last name, but she did this whole sermon on pushing through. And it was just so comfortable to know that you could refer back to. I think that's one of the reasons why we go, because you're supposed to grow, learn. And I think when you do go and you take notes or you get the tapes or whatever and you go back and replay them and you really apply it into your life. And sometimes it's complicated. Trust me, complicated, okay? I'm seeing all type of, I'm like, OMG complications. But at the same time, if you can push through it and you just continue to move forward with a positive, productive attitude, it's going to work out for you. It will work out for you. It will work out for you. I want to say thank you, Sheena. I missed you last week. The tea is delicious. And it's just what a girl needs in the morning. Thank you, Popa. I know you have a big event coming on that's happening, and we'll give a little shout out on that at the end of the show because you are absolutely doing big things over here at Morris Media Studios. And I'm so proud to be a part of it. I'm so proud that you assist me on all the things that I may not understand or know at this point in time. So a shout out to Poetess. Good morning. Next Level Convo with Brenda and Khadijah, live Morris Media Studios. And then I want to go, I always have to touch on my Nipsey corner. I just want to say I had a birthday yesterday, and I think that we were encouraged not to be down at the shop, not to hang out, not to celebrate it in whatever way we could in that vicinity. They put a big fence around it saying they're putting some form of monument up for him, and I get it, but it just happened to come on the same, right while his birthday is here, and I guess they didn't really want to pay the city to have all the police and everything out, but Nip's birthday. It's still a very hard pill to swallow that someone that was really putting forth the effort to really try to change our community, not only through words, but through action. Happy birthday, Nipsey. That he tried to really make a difference in our community, and for that, people not to really understand the magnitude of what this brother brought to our lives, period, without us even knowing. And when I say the marathon continues, I really do mean that. And I'm talking about our culture. I'm talking about us as African-American people getting better, doing better, having better. And I'm just going to live all the way through with what my grandson said. He said he wanted everybody to be rich. And that's how Nipsey felt. He felt that everybody can do a part of this, but let me show you how. And he moved in that direction of showing us to do business differently, to handle things differently. And we have to move different. We cannot allow the marathon to die. And I don't care what obstacles they put in front of us, roadblocks, blocks, they can block off the whole city, whatever they want to do. But we cannot, as a people, let his memory die and let what he stood for and what he tried to achieve and what he did achieve go in vain. We've done it so many times with so many masters. We have so many masterminds, or people that may not even been masterminds, but just in a position and had a platform and lost their lives. And we did not continue in a manner in which we should have. King wanted us to be able to have the same rights as any other human, and I respect that. But we lost a lot because we start taking our business to them, and we continue to do that to this day. We live in the mall. We're going to buy Gucci. We're going to Tiffany's. We're going to support them. But I would like for someone to call in or someone to send in or email me or tell me, where is a black Gucci store at? Tell me where can we shop at other than at these different places? Because we have to put money back into our own hands. As Nip said, all money in. And I think that was bigger than just some little statement. It's something that we need to do as a people. Make sure that we putting money back into each other's hands and we're circulating it. We have Morris Media Studios here, right here on Crenshaw. And it should be packed and filled. Not that it's not, but it should be packed there. People support the business. We'll go way over across town, because I used to hear my father say, black people think white people's ice is colder. And I didn't understand what he meant because I'm a little girl. I'm like, white people's ice is colder? How could ice get any colder than it already is? Those were my thoughts. But now as a grown woman, I understand exactly what he meant. And I mean, it's difficult dealing with us sometimes. It is. I have to say that myself. But I never stop. I keep pushing. I keep giving, and I keep trying. Because I believe that what that brother stood for was a building of a community. But I think I think one of the things we have to do first is build ourselves within ourselves. And understand our mindset. How are we thinking? Because the way we think, it represents the way we move in this society. It's the decisions that we make is through our thought process. And I just believe that we have to think differently and we have to change our thought process so that we can become more and better and greater. I was talking to one of my coworkers prior to arriving here this morning, and one of the things she said that LeBron James mentioned in one of his interviews was that we do everything really well. And that's why everything that we do, we build, we make, we take, that we acquire is taken because we do it so well. But even if it is taken, we have to still, what's next? And do the next thing just as good, if not greater, because we can. But I want to say happy birthday to Nip, and I want to send love out to Lauren to continue to stay strong. There's no words that can console what she's actually going through. No words. But the way you move from this point on, Lauren, it lets us know that Nip's lived inside of you as well. And to the kids, my heart is out to them because a father is now gone, a productive father, a loving father. Doesn't matter what the history is at this point in this instance, because I do believe we do need to understand the history of what we're doing, how we're doing it, where we're doing it, all that. But just the history of him being what he was to transform into who he became, I think that history is important. But for his children, the legacy is going to live on what he really did out in society and how he touched so many people. And I want to give a shout out to YG because he continues to represent the marathon, continues, and I appreciate that. But I want to close out Nip Corner with, man, we need more Nipseys. And my grandson, when I took him down to the Slauson and Crenshaw, he said, Mama, he calls me Mama, he said, Mama, I am Nipsey Hussle. And at that moment, I looked at him, but I took it a little bit further than that. Yes, he is. because now you have the opportunity to build, to grow, to develop, to transform, and to do the similar things, if not greater things, than what Nipsey did. And that's the way we have to look at it. We have to all be better so that that marathon can really continue. But I'm going to move on. I had a couple of stories that I want to share. One of them, I was listening, I'm always scrolling this internet thing because it's just so much information and so many different, you can be on one content with one subject and now you'll find yourself on something else because it's just that open and just that much to see and hear. But I was scrolling, scrolling it, looking through it, and I found this interesting story. And I always talk about Jay-Z too because I also feel that he is an individual that has transformed the way that things are being done or the way that African American black people do things. He was another one that is outside the box with it. And they have to be recognized. And you're going to get criticized. It just doesn't matter. I have one of my closest persons in my life always say, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. And you hate that because it shouldn't be that. It should be, if you do, then we should respect and and appreciate what you do, whoever it is. But Jay-Z, his Rock Nation, they partnered with the NFL. He's doing counseling with the NFL for the halftime shows and other things that are dealing with music and entertainment. And he got a lot of backlash for that. They felt that, some of the comments I read felt that he was not respecting the fact that Colin took a knee. But my thing, one of the things that I really appreciate Nipsey saying is, we have to look at every situation from a bird's eye view, which means not just from our own perspective, not just from the way we see it, not from the outcome that we want from it, but what is the overall picture. And I did that with the Jay-Z thing. I did a little bit more searching into it. And it's something that is really, really good. And it can really be helpful. And the one thing we cannot do is limit the opportunity. If the NFL is opening the door for a brother like Jay-Z to come in, have a conversation, consult with, talk with, that's just opening the door for him so that other doors are open. And I don't think that he's just doing it for that one purpose, because as most successful people do, they always understand what's next. We can open up this NFL door, and what door will that open up? And so we can't look at it as him just trying to capitalize off of the NFL. I don't look at it like that, but he should. He should capitalize. We all need to capitalize off of whatever we do, because that's considered our money in. So I understand that part, but I think there's a bigger picture here, not him being a sellout or him trading, not respecting what Colin did. I don't think that at all, because if he felt that way, I don't think he would have been on the front line with the Trayvon Martin thing. He's been on the front line with a whole lot of things. He wouldn't have been on the front line with the water issue in Africa. I mean, he's done a whole lot of humanitarian things that we don't know about, because that's not going to go viral. Because that would be another reason to say this brother's all right. So I'm looking at the NFL deal as an opportunity and as a door that's opening that will open up other doors. Because once you get into that arena, then it allows you to understand the rules and understand how to play in that game. And once you can play up in there, then it changes things and you have an opportunity. And I think that's what Jay is doing. But congratulations to him for such a bold move. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to comment. Hi, Poe.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Poe.
So I don't know the full details of what the deal is, but I think he's bringing in the entertainment for the
halftime shows.
Okay, so one thing I'd like to see is him get the artist paid. Like, I hear that they do those performances for free. So hopefully that'll be one step.
Well, definitely I will keep pushing that and step and do a little bit more research on that. But if they're not getting paid, are you serious? That's unbelievable to me, because they're generating so much money until they can't afford to pay an artist. But thanks, Paul. Thank you so much.
You're
Well, what I just
welcome.
learned is it's a possibility that the artists who do the halftime show, they are not paid. But I think what bird's eye view again is that I do think they should get paid for it because there's so much money on a big game like that. There's money being made on every single level, and so they should. But the other side, excuse me, the other side of that coin is that all the exposure all the exposure that the artist just already has because it's usually just a top branch artist that's performing there. Because I do remember it was a lot of controversy when Beyonce performed and did the whole Black Power thing. Her theme was Black Power, and there was a lot of backlash for that, and a lot of controversy behind her choice of songs and her performance. But which I felt was very wonderful and enlightening, and it let people know that we need to be stronger. We need to understand our heritage. We need to know who we are. We need to be able to respect what has happened, what has come before that. So I'm hoping, like Poe said, that he will work on the artists getting paid. And that's something we'll look into a little bit more and see how that works. And I want to also give a shout out to Sierra and Russell Wilson. They are just really doing big things as a couple. They are another power couple that they're off the chain. They just announced that they are now a part of Seattle Founders FC ownership group. Ownership, that's a key word. Ownership. I just like to play with that word for a while because that's one of the things that Nip pushed also was ownership, and that we have to do better and we have to own more. Whether it be companies, whether it be units, whether it just be plain land, just whatever it is, we need to own it and make a difference. We really do need to worry about what do we own, what legacy are we leaving. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on in the news. But when we talk about, I'm in and out of different topics, you guys. Just bear with me today because there's just a lot going on mentally, and I'm trying to just keep my focus on my topic that I have on hand. But my mind is going 1,000 miles a minute because I've read so much stuff, and I'm just like, I don't even understand how we could be in 2019 and be so unaware of so many things on so many levels. So my fight every week is always something about us as a people. Excuse me. But I'm going to talk a little bit on ownership because I am a real estate agent. And I do want people to understand that it is a simple process to just ask questions, seek information. And that's important. Just seek information. No one says is twisting your arm saying, oh, go buy this or go get this or do that. But just know what you could do. And that's so important. That's so important because I do feel that if you have a certain amount of information, that there's just a certain way that you're going to answer situations, you're going to deal with certain things, you're going to have more information to make a better, clear decision on whatever it is. I'm saying real estate because I do believe that we all do need to own something. A coffee shop. Create a new lighthouse coffee shop. Just something. We need to be creative and be able to think outside the box and know that we can. And that's the most important thing, what I feel like, is that if we know that we can and we're confident, then we can start knocking down all the things that will prevent us from achieving ownership. It's faith over fear. Just have faith within yourself and knowing who you are and what you're capable of. And fear, people may not acknowledge it or think, oh, it's not really there, but fear plays a major factor in a lot of situations. You have to get rid of fear so that you can move forward and do the things that are necessary to make a change. And no, it's not no one person that has a responsibility because nobody wants to take responsibility for too much of anything in 2019. But we do have an obligation, I believe a moral obligation, to our children, our grandchildren, our nieces, our nephews, and to the little people that are coming up behind us, to show them something different, to let them know that we can make a change. And we have to change it for them. Or otherwise the same mindset, the same behavior is going to continue. Mindset of we need to go to the government to get assistance. We need them to help us with our city. We need them to help with our health care. We need them to, we have to do things different and we have to change things. We have young, bright minds coming out of all these institutions. And we need to cultivate those minds and do something different with them. I do not want our young people going to college, paying tremendous fees to come out to say they're looking for a job. That's a little insane to me. No, you come out of college and create a job. You're in college with the best minds. 5 or 6 of you guys get together that's in the same field. Create your own situation and hire others. I mean, I don't know how hard this is, but it appears to be very difficult for us as African American people because we continually do the same thing. Oh, she got a great job with this company. Oh, they got a great job with that company. No, you be the company and you give a great job to somebody. And all of that is a part of ownership. We need to own our own stuff, period. Our real estate, our own mental illness facilities, our own homeless facilities, just to help clean up with the cleanup. But our own schools, our own grocery stores, our own gas stations, our own dentists. We need to own our own things. Because these are things that we apply in our life every day. We use gas every day. Somebody call in or send me where's a black-owned gas station? I know where one is. In Compton. Where is a black-owned hospital? I'm just saying. I mean, Walmart came in and just took over for mom and pop little stores and all that, but we still need to get back to basics of owning our own stuff. There's a solution for all of this madness out here. It's just a matter of a roundtable meeting and making sure we understand what step 1, 2, and 3 would be to achieve it. Working as a team is something that we totally have dropped by the wayside. Caucasians stick together. They make sure that their people, they make sure their people are in, no matter what it is, no matter where it is. And just like I said, we need to take their laws, utilize their laws in the society that we live in, the country, the state, the city. We all need to know these laws that apply to us when we move and live every single day. It's the same thing with business. And I know oftentimes our children do not want to step into the footsteps of what it took for us to feed them and what it took for what our grandparents did to make sure that we were good. No, we want to be new, brand, and we want to do something different. And we can do that. I don't care. We could do something different as long as it's something that's going to provide for your sisters, your brother, your nieces, your nephew, and your own children and people of your own descent. Then I don't have a problem with whatever it is, but I know that we need to get on the ball with making sure that we do these things for each other. That's one of the reasons why I really do deal in the real estate, because it allows me the opportunity to give information to people who are making a lifelong decision in purchasing. There's so many ways to purchase, and there's so many things to do with a piece of property once you purchase it. One of my friends is just really cleaning up with the Airbnb, purchase some homes, and just lease them out and doing the Airbnb, for $400 or $500 a night, depending on the location. Buy some land, put some units up. That's income producing property. Buy some units. You could even purchase a single-family home. One of my friends have a single-family home, and he just does nothing but lease out the rooms in that. We just need to be more creative. And I'm gonna give a shout out to couple of my real estate girls. Tamiko, I want to thank you so much for all the marketing. Your marketing skills are just absolutely wonderful, and I really, really appreciate all the information that you have shared with me. McCall, you're just a light and a whiz with making sure to understand the process of closing a deal. And so I'm happy for that. I'm sad to say that one of our agents, or not even an agent, but she was the office manager at ACB. She left the company yesterday to move on to bigger and better things. She does the Black Abode in Big Bear. She leases an Airbnb cottage, and it is absolutely beautiful. So, Amy, just two thumbs up. Movement, progression, transformation is always good in life, and I'm proud of you. I just want to say that if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me because we have a lot of different things that we can offer. I mean, just a lot. They have all type of ways, different ways you can purchase. Of course, they have the first-time buyer. They have just the credit score does not have to be fantastic. They have just totally, FHA, VA. If you that's awesome. We can hook you up with a lender because the process is really like the lender. You deal with the lender first because the lender determines on what you qualify for. They tell you exactly what you can do. But that's why pick and choosing a lender is so important. Because their job is to work with you to make sure that you're comfortable with a monthly payment that you can afford. But they give you the qualifications first. First step in any purchase is really talking with the lender and letting the lender to tell you exactly what you qualify for. And once you do the qualification, then we move on into assessing the area in which you want to live in and what's available for you in that area. But it's so important that a lot of people want to overlook the first step. And I know it's difficult because that's what we do. We want, show me what you have. I want to see this. I want this and that. I want this. I want you to tell me, show me this house. But the first step before you do any of that is just finding out what you qualify because it saves time and energy. And it gives you so much knowledge because after the qualification, then they will come to me and say, Brenda, Mr. Jones qualifies for $500,000, or Mr. Jones qualifies for $1 million, or he qualifies for whatever it is. And then at that point, then I can start looking in the areas of your choice, but with the appropriate dollar amount. So we are not wasting time or energy or resources. We're utilizing everything to the best of our ability. Because I want each client to be happy at the end of each deal. So I don't like to go all over the place. I like to keep it with the structure. And then that also lets you know who's really serious because we give out a lot of information. We've done a whole lot, show a lot of properties to our close friends, relatives, and then they still are not ready to do what they're supposed to do. So to eliminate that, the first step and the first appointment is with a lender. And that's my job, is to put you in the hands of a fantastic lender that can make your situation a reality. That can say, you tell the lender that I want to pay this amount, and then we just start working out different scenarios on how to get you to that amount. Whether it's, first-time buyer program, like I said, or you are just qualifying on your own with your credit score. But we do have to know that credit is a big part of anything in our society today. So even if it's not cleaning up your credit for a real estate purchase, I suggest very strongly that we all clean our credit up just because. It allows you purchasing power of anything with the credit. And we take it so lightly. I actually think that the credit should be taught in middle school and then piggyback in high school. So when you come out of high school, you have a clear understanding of what credit is and what it does in this society. I mean, it should start at home. But I think that it's so important that it's something that should be enacted in the curriculum at school. Credit and how to become financially independent should be enacted in school. Since they took out everything else, they should give something back now. You guys deindustrialized the schools, so now you should give the children in public school some form of life lesson, information to assist them with becoming a better individual as an adult. So I think the credit should be taught in school. That's my point with that, because you need it in this lifetime. With no matter, it doesn't matter what you do. We're at a point now where we move into a paperless society. Everything is banking online, paying your bills online, buying your clothes online, buying your food online. In order to do that, you need a credit card. In order to have a credit card, you have to have decent credit. And I think I had a brother on here that I spoke very highly of, Mr. Elton Johnson, on the credit repair. And then I have another young man that is also coming on with credit repair too. So all you do is compare the pricing and compare what each person offer. It's usually similar because any of these lines of work, as far as credit repair, mostly everything is similar. No matter what it is, it's not going to be too much off. I mean, we can go to anything and compare it with something, and you know they're in the game neck and neck. But you find out which one would work better for you. Could be a payment arrangement could be better. It could be that the information that they would give you back in a period of time would be better. But there are small things that you could look for to choose someone that can help you with fixing, repairing, and doing your credit. I have a call, so excuse me.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to Next Level Convo. This is Brenda.
Yes. Hi. Good morning, Brenda. This is Tamiko Williams.
Hi, Tamiko. I gave a shout out to you earlier. You must have been listening or either feeling my vibe.
Okay, so I missed the shout out. I'm just chiming in. My apologies. So we were talking about credit. Oh, let me turn this thing. I got to turn this off. Looking at you and trying to talk, it's not going to work.
Hi, Tamiko.
So hi, dearie. I'm calling in. Happy Friday to you.
Thank you so much. I did give a shout out to you earlier in regards to your marketing ability. I mean, you have a lot of things that you do, but one of the things that I was speaking on earlier was your marketing ability. Totally awesome. Every single thing that I've seen that you've done that would market the company as well as yourself was fabulous. And I wish I had something here that I could put up to let the audience see. Maybe I just have to have you come on so you could talk about what the things that you actually do.
Okay, thank you so much for that, B. I appreciate it. And yeah, we have to get that going. Definitely, I'll get in there one day and go over some stuff. But my dad used to always say, if you stay creative, you won't ever be broke. I don't know how true to that is, but I got what you're saying. The gist of that.
No, that's important. That's important because the creativity will bring on capital, all money in.
Right. I think the main thing is saying, well, if you execute your creativity, you should be fine.
Absolutely. That's the importance of an execution date, to make sure that it gets done by a particular time so that you can get the appropriate results that you're looking for. So you want to talk a little bit about your real estate? What's going on?
Well, right now, transitioning back over to my first love in real estate. As you know, right now the movement is generational wealth. So with that, I'm really focusing back in on the units, 2 to 4 units. I think it's imperative, multifamily, for all of us to tap into, check into that. So I will be soon really horning in on units, 2 to 4 units, multifamily. I'm getting ready. I'm preparing a marketing plan for that as well. So basically for that, for real estate, I want to get back into the unit selling.
Oh no, that's awesome, because I did speak about one of the things that you were presented to me, which I thought was extremely interesting and vital to the real estate, is that not only can we do real estate in California, but we can go to other states and look at what's happening there. And you have presented an opportunity for a couple of us to get together and go and check out what's happening in other states in regards to purchasing units.
Yeah, I agree. I am still doing the research on that. I think we did speak on that a few weeks ago. in regards to some people I'm connected with, and they have a REIT, call it REIT, Real Estate Investing Team. So it's basically realtors, not realtors, but people that, investors that are collabing together and purchasing apartment buildings. And most of them are out of state. There's an app called Meetup. I would encourage anybody and everybody to tap into that app.
Okay, repeat the app one more time, please.
Meet, MEET,
Mm-hmm.
and then Up, the word Up.
Mm-hmm.
It's an app. So when you go in, you, of course, download it on your phone, set up your profile, and it goes over your interests, what your interests are. And so what happens is whatever you choose, and I chose investing real estate, it will give you notifications of different meetups in your area in regards to just like minds, people of like minds, of tapping into what you are interested in. So they give a lot of information. So there's a lot of there's meetups for people that's what they do. They invest out of state. As the guy said, our backyard is very expensive, so you don't have to invest in your backyard. You can go into other people's backyards, meaning other states, and invest. You don't have to invest in California.
Would you say California is a little bit expensive? Yeah, it is. But even if you did, even if we wanted to do it in California, that's where a team would come in at, where we could still make it happen here in Cali as well, because all it would take is just a few investors with a little bit of change, and it can happen anywhere. But I do like the idea of what you presented, of going to different states where where it is a lot less expensive to get in and have it, set up and can turn a profit. So I like that concept, and I'm looking forward to working with that. And so, anything else you want to say about your real estate?
Not too much about my real estate business at the moment. I definitely want to come in and maybe elaborate on it, kind of have a format for that. I do want to discuss something that we had talked about, earlier, to the audience, of just stepping into your zone and reevaluating different relationships that you have, and reevaluating, seeing what is it benefiting you? Are you happy? Are you maxed out on it? Just on anything. It could be a love relationship. It could be a job. It could be just any form of relationship. I'm really into keying in on reevaluating it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you're suggesting that everyone just reevaluate their situation, where they are in life at this moment in time. Did you say that? You say reevaluate?
I want to say not just you definitely could take that as a whole.
Right, but you said business, whatever relationship it is, whether it's your business, personal development, just whatever it is, sometimes there is time for a reevaluation for you to see how are you benefiting from whatever situation it is.
Correct.
And that's important. That's super important. Yes, because we have done a...
No, I'm sorry. You were mentioning about the credit, all of that. I think that all ties into that as well. So it's important, like you said, the credit issue.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's why I'd say, first of all, but people just need to just take hold of any information that you can and process it and use it to make a difference in your life. And if it's cleaning up your credit, then if you don't know where to start, call in 323-293-3375. I have a couple numbers that I could give you. If it is just that's just the beginning. Somebody told me. I told somebody the other day that I said, you know what, I want a whole new slate. I want all new everything. I want to reinvent myself so that I can do and have, these things that I want. And the question the person asked me, the very first question is, okay, Brenda, if you want a new home, where do you want it at? And what type of home do you want? They said, do you want a new car? What type? What are you willing to pay for it? You want to reestablish your business? Where's the location of it at? I mean, just those are all really good questions to see yourself. It's like the vision boards. Once you do
Right.
a vision board and you see your vision up on the board, now the next step is for you to make that become a reality. And so we
Right.
have to do that. We have to see the vision. We have to live the vision. We have to breathe it. We have to know what it is we actually want, not just want it, but want it with the details. It's just like
Right. That's
somebody,
what I was going to say, honing in on the details.
right? Because
Exactly.
someone also told me, hey, you better be careful about what you even pray for.
Right.
I was like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. But I understood what that meant. You know what I mean? So it is, we do have to be more detailed. We have to say we want clean credit. We want to purchase units. We want to purchase a house. Or we just want to live better. And then we got to do the steps to figure that out. I want to chime in a little bit on the being better, period. On the eating better.
Right.
You know, I mean, I have, like I told you, I have a vegan son. You know, my son with his little food cart, and then my daughter is a vegetarian. And so I'm picking up all this information and knowledge on how to eat properly or how your body consumes A, B, and C. And it can make a difference and a change in our lives. But the change, like I said earlier, has to come from within us. We have the power and the strength to change whatever we want to change. And we must understand that the change, it comes from within us.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's our desire and our drive and our willingness to really change. And it's not easy. It all sounds so simple. And I think it could be a lot simpler if we had had these instructions earlier growing up. And that's why I think the youth is important, that we need to get out there and get a grip on them and give them knowledge and information so that all this stuff does not become complicated when they become adults. They understand that you have to do A, B, and C in order to move a particular way, or in order to live a particular way, in order to navigate yourself through this life. If you have, the more information you have, the better you can make decisions on which way to go. And all that is a part of living better, being better, and doing better. And us doing better and giving out as much information as we can in proper content, but also in all areas, from our eating to our business to everything that we're trying to do. Even in our relationships, we have to be better. Relationships with friends, our personal relationships with husbands, our personal relationship with girlfriends, everybody, we have to be better at it.
We do.
It's the communication. And that's the same thing with this business. I don't understand how we can give these seminars out, we can give the stuff to people for free, and people still will not pull in and ask for the information or even try harder to get it. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it is. It is mind-boggling. But in addition to what you were saying about changes and details, I'm struggling with, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I think the key thing is time management within our own self. Time management is so important to take it to the next level.
And I think that's part of your self strength. First of all,
Right.
the strength is understanding and acknowledging a weakness or an area that you're not your strongest in, and attacking that. Most people won't do it, won't evaluate themselves. You're saying your struggle is time management. Okay. So now you have to figure out, what do I need to do? It's 24 hours in a day. What do I have to do? And what do I want to do? And those are the two deciding factors on how that day should, manifest. What do I want to do? And what do I have to do? And then what do I need to do? And I think that the first step is acknowledging it. And structure is always important. Some people are very structured. Some people are very organized. Some people are very on point on time on everything. I mean, everybody just have their own different little, structure, or how their own makeup. But if you need to get better with your time management, then put that tag down there. Better with time management. It's 24 hours in a day. What am I going to do the first 2 hours when I wake up? And it's hard to stay on a ritual. I'm not going to, ritual might be a strong word. It's hard to stay on a regiment sometimes.
A good regimen. Yeah.
Yes, because mine is, I want to get up in the mornings, I want to go for a walk, I want to meditate, I want to pray, and then I want to move with whatever's on my things to do list. Let me get that done. But there are days when, oh my God, I missed the walk time. Or I'm not
Right.
home, and I throw my whole thing off. I'm not meditating. But I do find out that when I do find time in the day to meditate, first thing in the morning, it helps my day move smoother. Because now I'm saying no to all the negative energy first thing in the morning. Refuse to allow it to be in my space and to overtake it, or someone else's drama or emergency to take over my space and my time. And I'm fighting with that. With this staying focused on myself, on me, and not worrying about what's going on around me, and not being insensitive or not loving the people around me. But the people around me, they're going to keep it moving and doing what they have to do while I'm super, super concerned.
Right.
And one of the things that I live by is that I've learned to live by is that I cannot give you love and you not loving me back. I don't care in friendship, relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, sister, brother, best friend, whatever it is. If you're not treating me the same way that I'm treating you, I no longer want to be a part of your life.
That's that part right there.
I just don't. And I don't care how, insensitive it may sound. But once you love people and you keep giving and giving and they just keep taking and taking and nobody's giving you half of what you're giving back, then it's a wrap. It's time for you to move into a different circle, into a different environment, and with people who can love you the same way that you love them. And it doesn't matter who it is. You don't get a pass anymore because you're this or that to me.
Right.
And I think once we can start with ourselves, then we can build a community. We can build ourselves. We can build the things around us. But it's an internal mess that we need to clean up within ourselves in order to change our mindset, in order to be able to help someone else or to give proper instruction to someone. And so I've been working on that internal cleanup. And it's still not easy. It's still complicated. It still gets hard.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
It's a struggle because things pop up. This week, like I came on and I said it was a struggle for me this week. I had a reality hit me that I wasn't prepared for.
Yeah.
And I didn't, want to just let it overtake me. So, I prayed on it. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like I didn't have a fit about it because I had to fit first.
But I do want to commend you. I definitely want to commend you on your tenacity and your show is an inspiration.
I love you.
Continue with it, like you said. I know what you go through before Friday, and you get in there by Friday on time. And you put on your face and you do what you have to do, and it's appreciative and it is a blessing and an inspiration. I do want to say that.
I love you for that. I love you. I love you. I love you. You already know that. That's why I rock with you, because of the inspiration and that I have learned. This is one of the things I've learned about people in your life. If the people in your life, you're still learning from them and you're still being able to grow and you're still being able to move a certain way, then those are the people that you keep in your life that are beautiful and they mean you the best all the time.
Right.
And that's one of the people that you are in my life. Is just such a motivational individual, and I look at you and it's the same thing. I know that story, but I see you keep moving, keep pushing through. And Dr. Rosie Milligan is the last name. She came on the show, but prior to her being on the show, I heard a sermon that she had preached, and it was about pushing forward and not giving up. And I wear this black band because my son from Arkansas, he gave me this band, and on this band it just says never give up.
Right.
In big caps. And so every day when I look at it, it gives me that encouragement just to keep going and not to give up, because there's so many things that you want to do, so many things that I'm trying to achieve, and there's so many roadblocks and so many obstacles that it will make you just want to say, you know what, that's it, I'm done. But at the end of the day, if I don't do it, who will? If I don't put out this expression session, which I'm doing for September, for our youth to come in and have a conversation about who they are, what they are, and where they're going, it won't get done. If I don't push out this play that I'm working on just to give people information and knowledge about life experiences, it won't get done. And that's one less thing that'll be shared. That's one less thing that can touch somebody. If I don't do, all the things that I have on my books to do, then I'm going to feel less than. And they keep getting pushed back, pushed around, all type of stuff, all type of obstacles, people dropping off. But then I said to myself, all that to tie into believing in yourself and having the strength to push forward. I said it was meant for all these people not to be a part of it, or otherwise it would have happened with those people. And since it
Exactly.
didn't, that meant that it's a bigger picture here, and that don't give up, just keep moving forward. And what you have planned, it wasn't for that situation. So now I'm on, still not giving up, and I'm still pushing for everything that I'm working on, and I'm trying to increase our real estate income so that you can have capital to make other moves. But I want to say it's been a
Exactly.
pleasure talking to you. I'm about to sign off in a few minutes, so I want to say we'll probably get together sometime today and work on the business.
Okay.
All right, T.
I'm
So when I
on
get off the
board. I'm
show,
on
I'll
board.
definitely call you and see where you are, and we just got to push forward and come up with the
Exactly.
plan and maybe work on the structure of the timing and how to make it work. I mean, because it's not like you just are not there with other people depending on you and you are just moving on your own. Because I'm sure if you were, then it wouldn't be so hard with the structure. But because you're still helping, still giving, still being that person that you are, you have to now put your move around other people because you're willing to help.
Yes.
And
And
that's
yes,
okay. That's a good thing, too. Just as long
yes.
as the people that you're helping appreciate the help.
That part.
As long as the people,
That part. You
yes,
know
that you're
how that
giving
goes.
to, yeah. I know how to go, but at the same time, that's why sometimes we have to just change our structure. But we'll talk about that off the air. I want to say I love
Right.
you and I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to all the good things that you have coming from the end of 2019 in the beginning of 2020. And I'd love for you to come on the show and talk about, the other business. You have another business you can talk about, and just what you've learned and how you have been being successful in the real estate. It's important because a lot of people don't understand how to be successful in this line of work because it is a grueling everyday job without only you'll find your capital come from what you produce, and you
Right.
produce comes from people trusting you, and you're trying to make people understand how to make proper moves that will better their lives, and sometimes that's complicated. But it's been a pleasure talking to you, T. Thank you so much for the call in, and I will see you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I'm
You
out.
too. Okay. Bye bye.
Yeah, that's one of the ladies I work with. And it's just evaluation time. It's just time to figure out where you are in life for some people. Evaluation is always good because it allows you, it lets you see yourself. If you could really do it in a real way where you can see yourself and you can see the areas in which you need improvement in, then and you could do it, that's when it's really good. When you're growing enough to say, I need to change. Oh, that's just the way I am. I've been set like this. I'm this my whole life. That's a bunch of crap to me. That means you don't want to change. You don't want to put forth the effort. You don't want to come out your comfort zone. You don't want to do anything different. You want to stay in that zone. And it's okay because some people feel safe in certain zones. But we have to come out of our comfort zone at some point. And we have to change. If that person is worth changing for, make a change. I read something that said, if a person doesn't mind losing you, then you need to get on. You need to move on. If they don't care if they lose you or not, then you need to move on. And I believe that. You cannot give your love and your time and your energy to people who do not respect you or respect what you stand for or respect what your efforts are. And when we're in our family, when we're with our families and with our close friends, they tend to not recognize the individual that you are this day, but they want to remember who you were and not your transformation mode. And that's pretty sad. And I think people just have to look at you as a non-growing entity or individual because it makes them feel better. But I refuse to give my time and energy to anybody who puts me in a category or anybody who can't love me for who I am and the way that I am and my growth. And if you can't see my growth, that's okay. Because I know that it lives inside of me and I know what I'm doing as far as growing because I'm always trying to get better. And I know that. So if you can't see it, that's because you don't want to. You're blind. And if people can't appreciate you, sometimes we have to just fall back. Can't be appreciated, you need to fall back so that, they can miss it. I read this other thing that said loyalty, something, I'm paraphrasing, but it said that loyalty, it's a short of loyal people. It's a shortage. So the people that's in your life, if you're that loyal person and other people can't recognize the loyalty that you have to them, cut back, fall back. Fall back. You don't have to be as drastic as I am because I'm going to cut you loose, period. But you can fall back a little bit on people who don't appreciate you because that's the only way that you're going to get the respect that you need is through letting them know that, okay, I can do without you. And it's not being vindictive. It's not being petty. It's not being not reasonable to me in my mind, my thoughts. My thoughts is just simply let it go. You're not loving me right. Then you need to go. And I don't care what level it is on friendship or whatever. If I can't trust you as a friend, I don't need you. If I have to worry about you have something negative to say about me to anybody, I don't need you. If you got something that you want to say about me, then you just come to me and say it directly. That's a true friend. Some person that can step to your face and tell you exactly what it is, whether you can like it or not. That's a true friend to me. And those are the people I want in my life. They can talk to me and tell me things directly. If you have to go behind my back and say certain things, then get out of here. And not being petty. I'm a cutoff type person. We'll cut you off and feel nothing about it. Because you have to respect who I am like I have to respect who you are. Especially in relationships. And I know relationships, they appear to be complicated, but I think all it takes is a good understanding and someone to have some good communication and somebody to have a mind to open up and receive something different. I mean, there's really nothing new under the sun, but you know what I mean. Just talk things out. We always leave out stuff when we're talking. It's just, it gets complicated on our own accord. We make it complicated. But anyway, I just wanted to wrap that up and just say, moving forward, reevaluate where you are, what's going on, what you want, how do you get there with execution dates. So I'm going to try it with everybody, and we're going to move forward and see what happens. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. I'm about to be out. Morris Media Live Studios. I appreciate it. It's Next Level Convo with Brenda and Khadijah. I'm digging that. I love the new sound my son put down. Thank you, Karan. I appreciate the sound. It's really nice. And I want to say we're looking forward to new and better things happening here at Morris Studio. And I'm out.